So we're walking upstream towards the mountain, and as you can see, I mean, the views are just endless. If you look at that mountain, this place is actually surrounded, the Eastern Cape where I live in Graaff-Reinet, it's surrounded by mountains. If you look, you just see mountains everywhere. And so we're gonna go upstream, and this stuff here, if you look closely, it looks like, it looks like almost like crystal, almost like candy. As kids, we used to eat that. you know and I was actually eating one the other day, and it doesn't have any flavor profiles, but it's actually exciting to just eat that. And if you eat it, then it becomes like bubble gum. I think when I come back, I'm gonna break off a piece and eat it, because it always reminds me of my childhood. you know because I was born here in the Eastern Cape, and then I went down to Cape Town for 37 years, and I came back last August to settle here, to retire. So I'm semi-retired. I still do a bit of work here and there, and yeah. So this is where I was showing you that other mountain. If you look closely, then you can see on that side there's also a suburb. Maybe you can see the I think it's called the Dutch Reformed Church, or the Grote Kerk in Church Street. you know so you can see that on that side, it's mountain, very mountainous. And yeah, what a beautiful scene. So we're still gonna go upstream and see where this will take us. you know See where this will take us. I think this where these it's encamped here. I think this is part of the nature reserve. you know uh, but I see there's a hole here, so people are actually going underneath this fence. Maybe dog owners are going this way up with the dogs. But this stream actually goes under. I don't know if I should go up here, because I don't want to break the laws and things. But Oreo! Yeah, sometimes Oreo disappear for a minute, and then I have to scream for him. Oreo, let's take a chance. Let's see if we can go through here. You wanna take the lead? Okay, here we go. If they lock us up, I'm gonna tell them that you the leader. I'm just a follower. So this is amazing. Look at this. It almost look like a pool here. These rocks are very brittle. I mean, if you think about it, these rocks have been here forever. They're very brittle. You poke them and it actually crumbles. You know what people are actually doing in this area, and I've also been doing that. I come and collect these rocks. Look at the sand here. Not sand, it's actually rocks that has been broken up over, I don't want to say millions of years, maybe thousands of years. I don't think the earth is a million or more. Maybe thousands, I don't know. Close to a million maybe, but not a million. So these rocks has been small particles of broken up rocks over the years, over thousands and thousands of years. People use that, and they fill up their yards. Let's see if I can go up here. If this rock can support me. My goodness. Yeah, I'm up. This is the stuff I'm talking about. People take that and they put that in their yards. Because where we live in the Eastern Cape, there's a lot of red soil, and if it rains, it becomes sticky. And it's not good for your car and not good for your sneakers. Yeah, especially your sneakers, they get dirty. I think everybody hates dirty sneakers. So this is now, I'm actually in the nature reserve. Maybe not supposed to be here. This is maybe highly illegal. But I actually I see tracks here. Like, if you look closely, you can see it looks like a mountain bike or a motorbike. You know, there's a lot of youngsters in our area with motorbikes. So the area here, the back, if you look, this is where I'm staying, and there's maybe I don't know, maybe 120, 150 houses in this area. It's a very small neighborhood, but in terms of retirement, it's the best for me. I mean, I love it. I love it here. It's peaceful. It's tranquil. Yes, we do have issues with spiders, especially Roman spiders. They come into your house and they look scary, but they're harmless. They're harmless. And then we've got smaller spiders. The other day I found a scorpion in my house, a big one. It looks very, very poisonous. So I just removed it, took it outside, you know. But I think this is it. I think let's go beyond this pool here. What looks like a pool. I think maybe it's the end of the stream. It's snake like a python here. We're still going upstream, folks. We're still going upstream. We're swimming against the tide today, We are contrary today. So we're enjoying the pleasures of the river and the mountains. And as you can see here, actually, it just continues. If you can see here, it just continues. I think it goes all the way to the mountain, all the way up to that mountain. But there's a fence here, so I'm not going to get through the fence and get myself entangled, as Will Smith was saying about his wife's, rather, his wife was saying about a extramarital affair. She said, I was entangled with Austin. I think his name was Austin or something. He was a musician or something. But she said she became entangled. Yeah, people do become entangled, If you don't have respect for your partner, your wife, and you want to go look for breakfast, lunch, and dinner outside of the marriage, you become entangled, and this is where you become troubled. At the end of the day, you become lonely, and you live alone in a big house, and all the children are moving out. So it's not a good thing to become entangled. So I don't want to become entangled here with the law, you know. So I'm gonna go back now. But isn't this beautiful, folks? You know, isn't this beautiful? This is the best of the Eastern Cape can. So if you see, if you look closely there, on that mountain on that side, I want to zoom in a bit. I don't know if you can see it. If you look at that, you will see there is that used to be a hotel. I once went there for an interview because, you know, I'm from a hospitality background. I once went there for an interview, but I wasn't successful. And that time I was working for the Drosday Hotel in Church Street. But that used to be the Panorama Hotel. And as you can see, the panoramic views, endless views, hence the name Panorama Hotel. Panorama, you know, as the Americans would say. But now it's a tourist, almost like a college. So they've taken all of the guest rooms and they use that as accommodation for students, and they come here and they actually come and study tourism and all of that. So, you know, at least it's not been it doesn't become abandoned like all old buildings. Sometimes buildings become abandoned. People leave them, they lose their values, and somebody just snap it up for a few rands or a few dollars. But I'm actually glad they actually converted that into a college. You know, that's a beautiful story. And that is Mazizake Township. Next to it is Kroonville. And beyond this area where I live, it's self-built. It's a self-building scheme. And then next to it is on that side, on the east side, it's Santaville, and then it's Asherville, and there's a new suburb. I can't remember. It's a new suburb that's been they've actually constructed that maybe 5 6 years ago. Because I was in Cape Town at that time. I don't even know when it went up. So this is the Eastern Cape for you. Happy days, folks.